I try to report it pretty quick because I'm afraid I'll forget it. I have a feeling I've written some things that I think are gems and I think I forgot it. So that was a long time ago, so now I record everything. I have thousands of ideas on my computer. But that's a good question.
It's
a bit of a mystery. So
is a lot of it based on things that have happened to you that day or that week, and then this thought comes to your head and you write it down? Or?
Well, I think I'm just inspired by life in general. I mean, I think traumatic things. I think bad things that are not so good and things that are really good sort of spark your innards, your creative gut. Columbine was hard. I think I never would have written This Is Your Time if I hadn't gone to participate in that memorial service. I've written songs for my kids. I've written a lot of love songs for my wife. But certain things will happen, and then and I can't fully explain it because it's still a bit of a mystery to me. But when I write something, if I write something that I feel like is good, then I almost know it. I've written things that I thought were hits, but they weren't hits. So I have to make an exception for a few. When I wrote Place in This World, when I wrote the music to Place in This World, I felt like I had a pop hit. But getting the pop hit is another, 30, 40, 50 steps of just getting someone to believe in it and champion the song, which is what happened. Yes.
Did you write signs?
I wrote signs. I wrote the music to signs, and then my son Ryan wrote the lyrics. And he actually directed the video too. I don't know if you've seen the video. That's me dressed up as Christian. With the beard. I look like Charles Manson. I look a little strange. But I really wanted to play that character when we decided to do the video. So I dressed up, fell in the water, and got hot and sweaty. It was quite a 2-day shoot. So that was Ryan's first video he ever directed.
And then I have another question. I read, I have to do a simple blessing, and I bought a brand new one to bring tonight, and I wondered if you would sign it. I highlighted the part where you talk about how marriage is hard and how you stuck with your wife. I've been married almost 15 years, and I wanted you to sign on that page that marriage is hard, and everything is coming at you, and every time I share that, I bought tickets for me and for my friends to come here and work.
Oh, you're sweet. Well, almost well, no pun intended. I'll sign at the end, okay? Okay, I promise. Yay, friends. Okay, yes. Sheer joy. I love kids anyway, but they're not hard to love at all. They're happy. They're all orphans. It's just incredible. I've done 3 or 4 things with the African Children's Choir. So when I was putting together that whole big shoot in Houston, the live video, that was one of the first things on my list, is that we have to see if we can figure out how to get them involved. So, if you haven't seen it, you should go watch them. They're incredible. So, and when I think of you, I actually thought of the African Children's Choir. So, but thank you. Yes.
I'm a pastor, and so I know sometimes when you're the one responsible for leading others to worship, and I was just wondering that as all of the times you're leading people into worship, have there been moments from the stage that you were just a holy moment that you would be willing to share? And how do you plan in your worship time, your own private worship time, when you're so involved in leading others into worship?
The answer Like today, I was just hanging out in my hotel room, and I'm so into listening to the Bible, like radio-wise. And to me, that was worship. I listened to Colossians and Philippians, and it's the NIV UK version. He is the image of the invisible God. He's born among all creation. What is it about a British guy reading the Bible? It's compelling, you know? It just comes alive. So that was my worship moment this afternoon. Concert. Here's the challenge on the worship day. You know what? If I totally let myself go, I would never get to a show. I mean, I have these moments where I'm just so overwhelmed by the goodness of God. If I totally let myself go, then there would be no concert. And you have to sort of find the balance to go there, but you can't completely go there because you'll completely lose it. And you know what I'm saying? It's just a strange thing. And so it would be a different story if I was in the audience and someone was leading me. I would let myself completely go, which I have completely had meltdowns. But there have been a few occasions where I couldn't help it. And probably the one that I remember the most, and I'll write a book about it one day, is when I was in Bahrain, and just last year. And this is a predominantly Muslim country, and I had to be invited by the king to get in. And I was invited by a Muslim, Hindu, Jew, Christian, and Catholic. Go figure that one out. But they wanted to do a concert of peace, and somehow, I don't know how my name got on the list. But when I got invited, I said yes. And so, it's a long story. It's an extraordinary story. I got flash mobbed at 3:30 in the morning by a bunch of people out by their cars. I'd welcome a whole bunch of people showing up because we got there. We were flying all night from Singapore or whatever. And I walked outside, and there was this guy leaning against his truck. He looked like the guy from Raiders of the Lost Ark. The guy that asked, very dangerous. That guy. Raiders is my favorite movie. And so I saw him, and he kind of looked dangerous, actually. And I walked over, and he said, "Hallelujah." I went, "Well, nice to meet you." And he just backed up. He wouldn't shake my hand. He went, "Hallelujah." I kept singing the song, and all of a sudden, one by one, 85 people stepped out from behind whatever in the middle of the night. And it was flash mobbed by a bunch of people from Bahrain singing August Day. Now that was a holy moment. And then the whole show, and then we lost our security. There's a big naval base there. U.S. Naval Base. Long story again, lost my security, thought I was going to get shot. All those things you think about, taken, and somebody's going to pull a machine gun, and oh, this is it. My life's going to end in Bahrain. But knowing that everybody's praying for you, then you show up, you think there's going to be demonstrations. There's not. The place is full of 5,000 people, and they sing every word to every song. So, yeah, I couldn't quit crying.
I have two things. First, I want to thank you because I lost my dad in 1984, and you played such a huge part in my growing up as a Christian. And so I'm very grateful for your music and for what you do and for how you touch lives. And I want to thank you for writing Heroes and Patriots because as somebody who served for 20 years, that meant a lot.
Your dad served? Your dad did?
My dad served and I served both. And I just want to know if there's any way, either before you start the concert or after, if I could get a picture with you.
Yeah, I'll see if I can make that happen.
Thank you.
I'll dedicate a song to you tonight, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Bless you. Thank you. I'm a big hero. I mean, I'm a big fan of our military, our veterans, people who serve. Happy belated Veterans Day. Oh. Yeah. Very good. Thank you, sir. Yes.
Wait,
back and rest, you know. I mean, I'm not gone as much as people think I am. But it has been a busy year. You have to take care of yourself. And so I have a lot of people who pray for me. I'm convinced I would not be here tonight if it hadn't been for the prayers of people who love my music and pray for me every day. I got people who pray for me every day for over 20 years. So I just believe in prayer.
Mm-hmm.
My wife is one of those. My prayer group are amazing. On the practical point, eating pizzas on the bus after every show are over for me. That doesn't happen anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a pretty healthy eater. I work out every day, and I get lots of rest. And so, yeah. But you can push yourself. I mean, this is a big stretch for me. Because I got 4 in a row, and then I'm going to Christmas rehearsals for 3 days, and then I got 4 more in a row, and then I got Christmas rehearsals again. And you start Christmas tour 3 days later. So this week is kind of crucial. Like, I didn't come over here until 4:30 or whatever, because I was vegging out. And try not to talk much in the day. That's how I save up, because I give 120% every night. That's the only way I know how to do it. But I'd say if you had to put something at the top of the list, it'd be prayer. Yes? My favorite artist that I've worked with? Carrie Underwood? Amy probably is my, just the history.
She's still singing Amy Grant.
Yeah, we toured a lot together. So she's my favorite. Yes?
You can tell me if I'm wrong, but I thought I had read a long time ago that you started out as a classical pianist in college.
As a gospel pianist?
As a classical pianist?
Oh.
And that you made, is this not true? Well, I did my undergrad at AB, and I know that you were a supporter of them also.
Yeah.
And so I was going to ask you if it was true, how you made that connection between, you know, just two very different musical art forms, if there was a connection for you, or if it was just a complete mindset, a complete change, or...
Yeah. You went to AV, Alderson Brothers.
Yeah, I actually work there now.
Awesome.
I still play that piano they got for you to come.
Really?
Yep. It needs some work, but it's still there.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, well, let me set the record straight. I'm not a classical pianist.
You could be.
I wish I could play like that. I'm not very good at reading. I didn't practice like I should have. I could play by ear. I remember my grandmother taught me piano lessons, and I would make her play it for me, then I could play it back. She finally caught on and stopped doing that. But it's mainly more the pop stuff that I can pick up. I mean, I remember playing my mom and dad Hey Jude when I was 8 years old, and my mom and dad were drilling going, we don't have sheet music for Hey Jude, how do you do that? And I just heard it on the radio, and I just picked it up, you know. So I couldn't do that with a Mozart piece or a Beethoven piece. But I remember one year I was so adamant, because everybody, still some people give me a hard time that I didn't practice, and so I beat myself up for 2 weeks, and I practiced 12 hours a day to learn a 2-part Bach convention. And I learned it, and I can still play most of it, but I'm not a classical pianist. I love cinematic music. I love soundtrack music, and so I scored 2 movies, and you know, I've got Freedom and Glory out, which are all instrumental. But those are not classical, those are more like John Williams. John Williams is probably my biggest musical influence. You don't know who John Williams is? Star Wars. Private Ryan. Indy. Indiana Jones. You know what? She does from time to time, not as much as I'd like. She wrote Friends. She wrote every song on my first record. That was before we had children. Things started to change. She's actually a really good writer. now this is such a great chapter for us that I probably need to probe her just a little bit more. And going, you know what? Don't bury the gift because you're really good. And she always thinks I'm not really that good, and I think she's amazing. So, my favorite lyric I think she's ever written is a song called "Could He Be the Messiah," and that's on the very first record. Thank you for telling me that because I'm going to go home and have a talk with her. Anybody else? Yes. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Well, he needs to get good counsel, you know, just make sure everything's copywritten. I mean, you can come to Nashville or go to LA and try to meet people. I think the beauty about being in Nashville is that you've got a lot of, I'm trying to think of the word, just networking, you know, meet that person at Belmont University, meet that person, there's all these studios, and meet that person at a coffee bar, and they know that person. I'm in trouble, Joe. Okay, that's my road manager. Yeah, just you can either come to, yeah, I would say if you, yeah, probably so. He's at Liberty? Okay. Yeah. Well, Liberty's a good school too, but Belmont, I love Belmont. I'm a trustee, believe it or not. I feel so too young to be a trustee, but yeah, I wear a suit and tie and show up with all these old guys. It's really funny. But I love the school. Belmont University is a great school, and they have a great music department, and so does MTSU as well. So, yeah, just feel it out, and you can with the internet and Google and all that, you can find out the powers that be, who calls the shots, and just meet with some people and play them your songs. I mean, I don't know if he's a songwriter, right? Yeah. Man, God knows we need some good songs. We got a lot of mediocre songs, but how many like great songs? But not that many. That's just my opinion. Sorry, I won't go there. So, I hope he does well though. Yes.
Your music will certainly live on. What do you want your, as you go home with the Lord, what do you want your lasting impression to be? Or, you know, I'm guessing many people would say your music, you know, is your gift, but what do you want your lasting impression to be?
That I survived success. And that I finished well. And that I loved my wife and kids well. And I was faithful. I was supposed to give you one answer, but I'll give you five. All right, one more. Negative.
I'm a pastor. I have one son, he has special needs. He's also supposed to live between 12 and 15. He can't read, write, things out. We went to Disneyland. It overwhelmed me. He only lasted 5 minutes. I was never the dad at graduation. I'll never be a grandfather. And when we came to the Pittsburgh for the Franklin grant, I asked my wife, could I take out
Wow. That's awesome.
I'll tell you later what he said.